Hey Libra, how's it going? We are here with your reading for mid-June. Welcome. First card out is the Magician, and I'm also seeing Nine of Pentacles as well. Having Magician and Nine of Pentacles can be like an intention to do something or a determination, and Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck paired with the Magician is like the experience that you have leading up to this point can be helpful. You can also feel confident that you're going to be able to do this, whatever it is. Having it be the Magician, it's something that like you're working on it, and so nothing has like happened yet, or you haven't done it yet, but you could be in like brainstorming or just starting out. Magician is also reassurance that you have everything that you need to do this. So, and like everything that you'll need is going to be supplied as well. I feel like you know this though, because I'm seeing you come out in a very capable energy where it's like, this is what I want to do, or this is what I plan to do. And I really have a lot of creative freedom here, like a sense of liberty. So you could feel like you're having a creative streak right now. You're working with someone. I'm not seeing you do this alone in true Libran fashion. So there's something that you and somebody else are doing together. I'm getting a collaboration here for sure. A clear collaboration. So this is what the intention is. It's going to be a shared intention. And then having the Lovers here is somebody that, like this other person that you're doing things with. Or the company, you know, whatever it is, whoever it is. Okay, this is somebody that you know. What's going on? Some past stuff is popping up. There can be anger about this past stuff, or there can be hurt feelings about this past stuff, but you may not see it as hurt feelings. This can be coming across in some type of way where it's like a little bit of bad blood here. So what this is feeling like? Like, I'm still mad that you said that. It can be like that type of thing here. This feels like a resentment of some sort. So you're over here trying to do something with someone, okay? So it's like, here's the plan. We're going to do this and do that, and we're going to work together. It's like that type of thing. But then it's also like, but also this thing happened in the past, and I'm not over it yet, like that. So you can feel like we're trying to work together, but still emotionally there's something that's going on too that hasn't been resolved. Magician is like what you're trying to do now. And so this can be like, this is a plan for right now, but also right now we're experiencing backlash from something that had happened. This feels like someone is upset about the way someone acted. Because somebody could have done something that it could have felt selfish. It could have felt like not team-like is what I'm seeing. So that could have been the feeling. So now doing something, trying to work with somebody and be a team together, but then this thing from the past is coming up where it's like, but I remember this time when you were not acting like we were on the same team with one another. It's like that type of thing that I'm seeing here. And there are still feelings about this is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing this be a now situation. This is something that happened already. It's from the past. But someone, I don't know if someone maybe didn't say something about this or it wasn't fully addressed, but someone's still feeling a type of way about it. Maybe this is coming up to be addressed now, because it's like if you have hopes of trying to work with this person, you may need to address this and resolve it in order to move forward. There may be an oscillation between these two energies where it's like we want to do this together, and also we're still carrying the weight of this other thing that hasn't been resolved yet. So it can make it hard to work together. I get the feeling of someone feeling like they weren't considered. But there can also be like regret for whoever acted in the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is doing something where it's like, I'm not worried about anyone. Like, I'm worried about what's good for me here. Or I'm just looking out for myself here. You know, like whether that was on purpose or not, that's the energy of Five of Swords. Five of Swords is like, where's the consideration? And so there can be like regrets about not being considerate here. I don't know why this is popping up, but it feels like it was triggered by, well, we're trying to work together, but remember that one time when we weren't working together? It's like that type of thing. Things getting lost in translation. Having Mercury next to Neptune can be... Mercury away from Neptune is clear, concise communication. Mercury next to Neptune can be someone not being completely transparent, not completely accurate, like leaving out important details, like saying they'll do it, not following through. It's like stuff where there's not necessarily an alignment. Neptune and Mercury can be misunderstandings, misinterpretations that happen. So it could have led to, that can be connected with whatever was going on, where it's like, we're trying to work together. Remember that time where we weren't working together, and then trying to put your finger on like how to do it now to work together. So it feels like getting clear on something is going to be important. This can also be like rethinking communication. Maybe you have a very different communication style than this person, and if you want to be able to manifest something with them, you guys are going to have to learn how to communicate properly with one another. Because maybe they were communicating and you're just in a space where you're like, well, that doesn't translate for me, or vice versa. And maybe it's both of you guys too. You have to clear up the confusion, or clear up whatever's not being addressed, whatever is getting in the way of everything being clear and everybody being on the same page. That's what has to happen here. There's shifting the perspective is going to allow you to see more clearly your relationship with this person. Now, having Mercury connecting with Pluto can be like, we need to get to the bottom of this, of like, what's the intention, what's being communicated, like what's the actual message here. So it's about getting to the bottom of that. But if you keep like sort of playing with the same old pieces you were playing with, nothing is going to be clarified. So it's like, if nothing here is changing and we're not seeing this any differently, you're going to stay seeing the same thing. And so it's about moving around at different angles to sort of get the whole picture, the full picture. And that's going to be necessary in order for, again, everyone to be on the same page here. It's going to allow this situation to come to an end. I get that this was a very big deal. Six of Cups and Death card. This can mean something that, like, it's going to be a big deal for this to be over. So it must have been, if this wasn't just it popped up and now we're addressing it, this can be like a long time issue where it would make a difference for this to finally be over. Long-standing issue. This means too, like, letting something be done now. Like, let's let this be finished. We don't need to keep doing this. It's going to be about releasing something, about surrendering, about letting something go. Something that already happened. It can be also stuff that already happened. It doesn't have to just be one thing. Because it can feel too like things can't be harmonious until this is released. Okay. I'm seeing the Death card, which means that Hanged Man in Judgment is seeing what wasn't being seen, understanding what wasn't being understood, like getting to the center of what's actually happening. Neptune can also be like, look over here, look over there, but the whole time everybody's missing the point. Having Neptune and having Pluto here is actually getting to the point. Like, we're seeing what the point is, we're understanding. Death card is then going to allow this to be put to rest. Then we see Ace of Cups, which is going to be feeling like the slate is wiped clean. But until this is fully felt into, it can be really difficult to do that, because I'm seeing Five of Swords above Ace of Cups. So this is like old stuff carrying over, whether this be an individual problem or everybody's problem within this. Five of Swords is a type of energy that is not going to be vulnerable because they feel like they need to take care of themselves because they don't feel trusting in a situation. Ace of Cups, you have to be vulnerable in order to connect. It's like, if you want to connect with the Ace of Cups, you have to open your heart, because your heart is the only thing that can connect with an Ace of Cups. But Five of Swords is like actively closing that down. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be like real friction there, where it's like these energies can't both exist without clashing with one another. Because the Ace of Cups is like, open your heart, connect with me. And Five of Swords is like, stop trying to connect with me, I'm trying to shut down. And so like having these two energies together can feel like very, maybe you feel that within the relationship where it's like one of you are like, come play, connect with me, like let's have a good day today. And the other one is like, no, I'm looking out for myself today. And then it switches where maybe the next day the other person is like, isn't it a great day? Like, I'm trying to connect with you today. And the other one is like, well, yesterday you wouldn't connect with, you know, like that type of thing. So it feels like there's an oscillation that's been happening because of something, like not letting go of something here. And we are also seeing the sign of Scorpio, which can be like, I'm gonna hold on to this forever. Like, I will never let this go, you know? And so it's about recognizing what needs to be released in order for things to properly evolve, and this past thing is definitely part of it. So it's having to let go of this if you want things to change, because something's gonna have to change. And what I'm seeing with this thing that's happening between you and this person, like this, like one day someone wants to connect and the other person says no. The next day the other person wants to connect, the other one is saying no. I'm seeing that just be like repeatedly like feeling sad, like repeatedly feeling disappointed. But I'm getting again that this is all coming from there being some issue with the communication and intention. So that can mean that intentions were misinterpreted. So there can be something going on where it's like, you meant to hurt me, and then the other person's like, you meant to hurt me, but it's like, that wasn't actually the intention. So there's like a miscommunication here. That's actually what's at the bottom of this. And it's about looking at each other like, oh, we're trying to figure this out together so we can get to the bottom of this. Otherwise, it's going to stay as being this miscommunication here. Because I feel too like maybe things were being communicated where it's like things were being interpreted and that's not what someone was saying, but it could have happened on both sides, because this doesn't feel like a one-sided thing. This feels like it's happening with both people. And then it just keeps leading to disappointment because of this, like, I'm still mad about that thing that happened. I'm still holding on to it. And you know too, like seeing the archetype of Scorpio, this can be very vengeful energy. It can be like because you hurt me, now I'm gonna hurt you worse, you know, or like sting you because I'm feeling hurt, because I'm still feeling upset about that thing, when really Scorpio is asking for a surrender of what happened so there can be an evolving. But first there has to be an understanding, because you're not going to be able to release something that has not been understood. It's like you're not going to be able to get a hold of it because it's still intangible. So it has to become tangible. It has to become grounded in clarity in order for it to be released. Otherwise, you're not going to get your hands on it in order to let it go in the first place. It's just going to be sort of hanging around. But this is all coming from a miscommunication of some sort on both sides, Because I'm seeing Neptune connect with the Lovers, which is like there being fogginess between you and this person because of not knowing what the other person meant, really, like the real intentions. Because this isn't just what was said and what one heard. This is like, what did you really mean by that? And I think that things came up where it was like thinking that the person meant to be hurtful, but then it could have actually turned into that, you know? Like that type of thing. But this can even be like something that has been carrying on for a little bit now, I'm seeing. So then this thing of like I'm still here trying to connect with you, and then that oscillation between I want to connect now and then the person being like I don't want to connect, and then vice versa, that thing, it feels like it's just leading to like, how did we get here? Like I'm just feeling really sad now, I'm feeling really blue now, like I was opening my heart and wanting to connect and like you were shutting me out, like that type of thing. So I feel like this is going to be like, okay, we're tired of playing this game with one another. Let's actually try to figure out like what happened back there, because you have to go to the where this all started, which was stuff being misinterpreted. Things may have gotten really, 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 it seems like something just came up that couldn't be contained anymore and could have rocked this whole situation. Seeing Five of Cups and seeing the Tower can be like somebody feeling like it got to a point where something was so drastic that everything then shifted in a really severe way. Or it can be somebody being very reactive to feeling something where they were like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. Like they could have felt like they reached their tipping point. But I'm seeing it happen because of like this really deep anger about something that happened in the past and then exploding because of that. Because I'm seeing a strong Mars energy here where someone may have gotten like really just taken drastic action. And having Death card and Five of Cups can be like, things actually didn't have to go in that way, and there can be regret or sadness about that, about things not being cleared up. Because it's like one of those situations where, like, let's say two people are talking, there's a miscommunication. So like intentions were fine, and if both of these people knew the intention of the other, none of this stuff would have happened in the first place. But because of there being confusion and not actually seeing, or like not really hearing what the other person was saying, not like seeing what the other person was saying, it like led to all of this stuff happening. And then it got like kind of petty is what I'm seeing with this back and forth. And then hitting a tower at the end, which feels like the whole thing sort of combusting then. But I'm seeing things get like very severe, because then when we have Mercury and Mars connected with one another, this can be like going off and just like saying things, but it can be like saying things you didn't think about, saying things that you didn't mean, like rash action being taken, and it can be like aggressive thoughts and stuff like that, or really drastic, and taking action in a way where there's like this sort of like aggressive push that's happening here, but coming from a place that's motivated by like pain and sadness. And having Hanged Man and having Five of Cups can be like, all of this happened over like you actually not seeing eye level with another person. This is a significant relationship. Like this can be a partnership or something of this sort. There's somebody you're very close with. Like you can be a couple with this person, some of you. The craziest thing about all of this though is that like if you guys really in the beginning, if when this situation first happened, you guys actually understood what the other was saying, you wouldn't have been feeling a type of way towards the other person. That's the thing. It's like everything happened literally because of a miscommunication and something not being cleared up. Like there was never that, like, what did you really mean by that? There was that maybe like a type of assuming because of stuff that happened in the past and being like, you were trying to do this, or you were trying to do this, or now I have to protect my, it's like that type of thing. Like maybe everybody getting defensive like that and then shutting out the other person, it feels like. And being like, now we fight, you know, like that type of thing. Tower is happening because this cycle would have just like continued of like open, close, open, close, open, close until Tower happens where it's like, nope, this isn't going to be happening anymore. So Tower can be that big thing happening that like stops the cycle at that point. Like the whole thing implodes because of this. And then it's like, now what do we do but like pick up the pieces here? I don't know what exactly is going to happen. This is all that I'm seeing. I'm seeing it get to a point where it's like the big thing happens then. That like we got all the way to this point. It's been like this climaxing thing. And then something big happens like at the top of the hill. And that's all I'm seeing is going on. Maybe this was just to explain how things got to where they went. Because I will say this again, like the thing that is sticking out to me most in this reading is that if when you talked and this other person talked, you guys really heard the intention of the other person, there wouldn't have been fighting or any hurt feelings or anything like that. It all came from a misinterpretation, like a miscommunication, like not understanding what the other person was really meaning, saying, communicating, and that's what started all of this. It wasn't because of like, I heard you and I'm not okay with what you said. This was like not hearing and I'm not okay with what you said. But that's not what the person said. It's like that type of thing. All right, everybody, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love and I hope to catch you guys next time.